What is going on YouTube? This is Acid Roots. So I'm going to review a 2009 mixtape by Sean Kingston. Basically this product is called My Time and it came out somewhere in like the probably middle of 2009 if I had to guess. The thing about this product here is there's not a super ton of information about it. Nowadays the information about it has kind of gotten backlogged within those fairs. Not terribly many places really remember that Sean Kingston dropped mixtapes within those particular aspects about it. So it's kind of within the tone. I mean, King of Kings from 2011 has a decent enough kind of knowledge about it within those pitches. That was kind of the in-between type one after he dropped Tomorrow. That was kind of like the placeholder until he dropped Back to Life in 2013. But this particular one, 2009's My Time, the mixtape, is kind of like a primer and appetizer for the Tomorrow album that came out in the late summer or fall of 2009 as far as this first going to happen. So looking within the pitch as far as saying this has some treats and appetizers within the same type format, some remixes that are kind of action type enhancements of songs that were singles off of his second album Tomorrow as far as what's first going to happen. Now normally I do recommend all the songs in here, but it's kind of the pitch that there are some repeat songs that also showed up on like Tomorrow from 2009, so it's within pitches like that. There's 14 songs in the mixtape My Time, but minus the 3 songs that are to be found elsewhere narrows it down to 11, and then on top of that 2 of which are remixes that are not really too much of enhancements within the pitch. One of which is Fire Burning, which has Pitbull on there, which is dope enough as just that same particular type fare, and then I'm at War has Lil Wayne on there, which is the same type pitch as well. So it's just the pitch as far as saying, so it would actually be minus 5 songs that would narrow it down to 9 songs, but out of the 9 songs, I do like the Fire Burning DNH remix, which is kind of an enhancement that puts, I want to say it's Movado. He was getting pretty popular in like the late 2000s with his come up. I remember him being on G-Unit albums and DJ Khaled albums, pitches like that, but he's on a particular song. He does the Fire Burning remix, does pretty well with this, so it's good type for that's some new type stuff. But just within the pitch as far as saying, basically the other songs, there's one song that's like a mix, an R&B kind of mixtape type enhancement, the way Lil Wayne does things to Slideshow from T.I.'s Paper Trail, which is pretty dope. And then Replay is also on here, which was an Aya's song. So the pitch behind it, sure enough, folks who remember the song Replay, that song Shoddy is the melody in my head, that particular song. I think enough folks when they hear that song probably think that that's Sean Kingston pitched like that. I mean, it may not be a full, I think within a more or less type sense that should be true within the aspects of that. I think in a more or less type sense that would kind of have the aspect behind it, considering for folks that remember Sean Kingston throughout like the late 2000s, early 2010s, that's the sort of song that he would typically kind of do. But it's not by Sean Kingston, it's by Aya's as far as this is going to happen. It's just the pitch as far as saying, in a lot of senses that song probably could be mistaken for Jason Derulo. It's just the pitch is, I mean, for folks that remember like 2008, 2009, the way Sean Kingston would kind of have like those ringtone kind of JR Rodham kind of boss pitches like that, it's just within those appeals. But basically that particular song, Sean Kingston actually does do that song when normally it's an Aya's song as far as this first going to happen. Now I realize about Aya's, he really didn't have, he had that particular song Replay, and then he had like maybe 1 or 2 other singles that kind of did decently, and then he kind of maybe dropped 1 or 2 other albums later on, but didn't have much apart from his 2000 hit Banging type album that had that particular song on there. So, the thing about Replay is, I want to say more or less that Sean Kingston basically does the song that people mistook. Sean Kingston basically does the song Replay on this mixtape that people mistook him for around those aspects. So, it might be Aya's on there. I'm not really as full-bound sure. It'd be strange to kind of have Aya's show up on Sean Kingston's mixtape. It just feels like within those concepts that Sean Kingston, it was a song that, Replay was a song that Sean Kingston wrote, but I don't know if he did it on this particular product, but it's just within pitch as far as saying, it's within aspect as far as saying, they sound similar. It's just a pitch. Aya's sounds pretty similar within those fashions. Jason Derulo, Aya's, Sean Kingston, they all have that similar type fashion. They all 3 of them co-wrote that song within the pitch. But that song's on here in that fashion. That's 2 songs that are almost songs, but I'm going to recommend those and count those because it does have some new vibes about them within those pitches, so it's good type tones. But really, out of original songs that are exclusive to this mixtape in terms of the format that I'm going to talk about with descriptions, I'd say there's 6 of those songs. So 6 out of 14. 6 songs out of 14 that are original. That's for a free mixtape, that's pretty solid enough within those pitches, but it's actually more 8 out of 14 because Slideshow is some original type fares, and Replay is basically a pretty good song of Sean. Replay is a pretty good song for Sean Kingston to do, considering that was a song that he wrote back in those days and had some hit appeal. So, but really, it's just the pitch behind it. It's not like these remixes are bad. The I'm at War remix does have Lil Wayne, which he was in prime form back in those days. He's still in prime form now, but it's just the pitch prime, you know, no ceilings era Lil Wayne pitches like that, good type tones. Fire Burning remix has Pitbull and his to that forget the name of Pitbull's 2009 album. the Revolution, I think it was called, Pitbull around his Revolution days from 2009 when he was dropping songs like Hotel Room Service, some of those type pitches, so good type tones for that. The DNH remix does have Movado, so just within the pitch as far as saying, it's really out of 11 songs, but yeah, so I'm going to give this mixtape like a 9.5 out of 10. Normally, me recommending all 14 songs, I would give it a 10, but it's just the pitch as far as saying that this minor snag of like the original type fare within the product of it. The remixes I might more or less listen to, but within the pitch, at least the 6 original songs I would listen to full bound, and then some of these sub pitches within some of these extra type songs. But the quality is on here. It's just a pitch that maybe it could have used maybe 1 or 2 more songs within the pitch. I mean, it's good material considering that this is free type product within the pitch, but still some good appetite. So I'm giving My Time Mixtape 9.5 out of 10. To just talk about these 6 songs, which would be Mr. DJ, Red Dress, Talk What They Want, Girl I Want to Know, Why You Want to Go, and My Sunshine. So Mr. DJ is a real nice one. It's like a good late day kind of summer buzz to kind of get within these aspects here. Just kind of mellow but joyful, kind of poolside enjoy to kind of have. It's more midst, obviously like the water pitches like that, sounds particular type tones, good excellent conduct, and it's like a feeling fine kind of day heat as far as what's first going to happen. So Mr. DJ has like mild traces of leftover type electro type vibes of like Go DJ by Lil Wayne. Just it feels more like a dancehall type format, that this is a lot more mellow and just kind of summer heat kind of ambience as far as this first gonna happen. So definitely within the aspect of some of those particular type tones. Probably one of those songs where you could listen to where you're actually in the pool, not so much just near like a lawn chair or something like that, but within those pitches actually having something within the product of maybe possibly having some degree of swimming where you can still hear the music pitches like that. Some barbecue nearby pitches, some of those type fares, but good type pitch. And there are some bonus folks on this product as well. I can't designate them because the information's not as really full bound known within the pitch, but there are some folks that are like Sean Kingston's wingmen or folks like that, kind of that were kind of folks like Ayaz and to certain extents like Jason Derulo, some of those type of folks that are trying to blow up within that particular scene. Not sure if they drop mixtapes. There's really not a Rate Your Music page about this project, which was unfortunate. It's strange that Rate Your Music doesn't know about this, but Wikipedia does, so it's just within the appeal, but they don't have an article obviously about it. They don't really do super commonplace mixtapes too often, but some of these type of songs like My Sunshine feel like they don't necessarily have Sean Kingston on there. Red Dress is a quality song. It's like a snazzy kind of hot night promo. The song Red Dress is like a snazzy kind of hot night promo step out as far as these fairs going to happen. Just some date night type appeals, pitches like that. It's kind of vintage Sean Kingston, I'd say. Definitely reminds of songs like Got No Shoddy, but just kind of in a more smoother type sense. Not quite as dismantled. I'd say just good product, like some good kind of post hour step out as far as this fairs going to happen. So just to miss the pitch, it just easy kind of glamour within those pitches behind it. Hot weather within the aspect, but going out for like some good type hot weather within the product, but going out for some good evening scene kind of enjoy as far as those pitch comes. So just in the product like that banner typeness, good type. This just has that usual type charm. So it's another stock hit from Sean Kingston as far as those first game, just stocking up the repertoire easily within those pitches, considering that he only had one album out around this time as far as those fairs. I mean, he did have other mixtapes. There is a 2007 mixtape I'm going to eventually get to, but within some of these type pitches, some good type fairs. Like I said, stocking up the hits. Talk What They Want's a quality one as well. It's like a basic kind of in-between kind of makeshift poll to kind of get here, just handling your BI pitches like that, standard type fare, just amidst like the work-a-day, good mixtape kind of radio grab as far as those fairs going to happen. Kind of mixes like business and personal life within the fairs as far as those pitch can happen, just to miss the aspect of just typical kind of weekday type noise in the aspect of something transit kind of wise, just going easy kind of Target runs and grocery store type fare pitches like that, just the product of getting like napkins or toilet paper, some of those type aspects within the tone, standard product of just like getting toothpaste, some of those type particular hand soap, some of these type pitches just within the product of this day fare, just bill paying some of those type products, but just to miss the pitch of just getting towards this transit type fare within the aspect of like the good day push. So it's just the product of it. But I would also say this kind of works for like this extra kind of moments within the pitch behind it, just spare easy banging type song to pick up like this getting supplies, some of those type pitches for picking up like some Budweiser, some of those type ones within pitch, but this kind of has more factoriness about it, where it's kind of somewhat not quite the full bound flip mode, but just to miss the product of just like usual days, like a just the commitments, pitches like that. It's a good type tone. But look after it. So Girl I Want to Know is a quality one as well. It's like a neighborhood strut and frolic, I'd say within the aspects here. Just simp some, I would definitely say within the aspect here. Just good charm about this particular song. Just kind of round the pad, kind of bop as far as this first going to happen. Just divas nearby within pitches like that. Just kind of some host type aspects within the pitch as far as this first going to happen. Just one of those R&B type ones that Trey songs, folks like that, Chris Brown would kind of do, where it's just kind of like a gallivant type song within the pitch. Just more or less just kind of a strut type song within the aspect, but just not quite as traverse in mind. Just kind of some of the lyrics kind of convey like the concept of having a little bit of outing type air, but it's just more amidst the pitch. It's just a basic how you get down type song within the pitch, spark up an L, something like that. Just the product of having like a good snack that's pretty appetizing just within the pitch. Just busting out those chili cheese Fritos, some of those type pitches within the fair, just easy kind of gabbing some sort of hot ticket type meme within the products of it as far as those fairs go. So I look within the pitch as far as saying, but it just kind of has the aspect that some of that particular type fair just really reminds of like late 2000s kind of R&B within those pitches. Easy kind of bops that T-Pain and Jamie Foxx were kind of doing around that time, just more within a pad type sense, just kind of more personable and home plate within the pitch as far as those fairs go. So good type pitch. There's a guest rapper on here who I'm not sure is full bound who it is, but it's a good type fair also. Why You Want to Go is a quality one within these pitches as well. It's like a personal. Why You Want to Go is like a personal kind of dredge and sun gaze as far as those fairs going to happen. This one's a little bit of a stretcher, but has a good impact of it here. Just some summer songs like some summer heartache, I'd have to say within the pitch, just similar to songs like Dilemma and similar to songs like Dilemma by Nelly, some of those type ones within the pitch, just that typical kind of just dredge like summer evenings, that typical type fair, just day heat, I'd have to say within the aspect here, a good song. It's like typical kind of day heat, frustrate, I'd say within the aspects here, just good song to, it's a good song to cool to as far as this pitch kind of. So I look within the tone as far as just the product behind it, just typical caught up in like the summer type fair, just the aspect like that, he's caught up within the product of like the golden orange skies kind of slide within the pitch behind it. This one's kind of almost like a makeshift song within the pitch, but it's kind of the product of just not quite as caught up with like the kind of like the business type side of things. It's kind of the pitch that is like more within personal type fare within the pitch as far as just like those typical type ones that you would get. Just more kind of home plate, kind of caught up kind of drama within the pitch as far as those fares go. So it's like Talk What They Want, that same sort of probably 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock p.m. type aspect, but more in the pitch of just the aspect of just the after moments of just this is what I'm dealing with for these days here as far as this pitch can happen. This in personal type fair. So it's just good type fair. That's what I would look after in my opinion as far as this pitch can happen. But it's good type pitch to get into some of these type ones. It's typical kind of summer heat and just enjoy as far as this pitch can happen. Just the usual kind of product of it. My Sunshine's a nice one as well. It's a good recreational type one. It's like a basic dance hall jumper and glitz to kind of get within the aspects here. Just some venue slap, I definitely have to say. Gets things moving pretty easily within the tones. It's like some factory heat as far as this pitch can happen. So this is the pitch. Very similar to songs like Mr. Very similar to songs like Mr. DJ, but just a little bit more electric within the pitch behind it. It's probably the most ferocious song on here, which is a pretty good pitch. I'm not as full-blown sure if it has Sean Kingston on here. It might have a differential type cab, but still a good type aspect. Get these particular bops on here. Red Dress, some of these type ones. I mean, there are some nightbound type ones. The recreational type fare is kind of on here. But I think the thing more or less that it kind of separates it in is the personal type songs are also kind of more or less in like the SFW type sense. So kind of those are kind of bonded within the aspect, but there are some moments like the pool party and kind of more luau type pitches, some of those type fairs, and just the bonfire typeness within the aspect as far as those fairs can happen. Mr. DJ, Red Dress, and My Sunshine are like the ones for like the night type fair, and I'd say Talk What They Want, Girl What I Want to Know, and Why You Want to Go are more amidst like more of like not so much like noon or 1 o'clock, but more amidst the pitch like 3:45, 5:15. Some of those pitches is like kind of dusky, but then not quite as night. It's dusky, but not quite as full bound nightbound within the pitch. But yeah, so I look within the products, a good type fair within those tones behind it. So yeah, this mixtape gets a 9.5 out of 10. Would say within the aspects. The social score I'll go ahead and give like a. I'll give the social score either like a 9.75 out of 10. I mean, the quality is definitely on here within the pitch. I just realized that Sean Kingston's kind of a cat that just has not translated much past like the early 2010s. Kind of the pitch as far as saying that he kind of, it's not so much that he fell apart full bound, it's just the pitch that it just feels like to translate the folks that made the jump past. I mean, Sean Kingston was definitely very popular. I just don't know how many folks realize how popular he was back in 2007, 2009 pitches like that. And I would even say like the Dat Piff early 2010s mixtape run, some of those type pitches, 2011, 2013, some of those type fairs. But once you start getting past like 2014, it just felt like Sean Kingston kind of dissipated and was just not as commonplace kind of consistently in the spotlight. So it's just some pitch. I think this is a good type one, but for the most part, the information on it's very trite and just, even the release date's not really known. It's known that it came out, if I had to guess, probably July, August, September 2009. I think this was like a primer and an appetizer for the Tomorrow album, but information is just not really known. This is the sort of stuff that's starting to get swept underneath the rugs. I'd say probably I'm going to give the social score like a 10 out of 10 because it has the appeals on here. These pool party and night shift songs are pretty good pitches like that, and then these kind of more hangout type fare and personal life type drama type songs have some affiliated with them as well. So it's just good type pitch getting caught up with like post SFW type aspects within those tones as far as this pitch can have. So good type fare within the Conduct, some extra good songs like Slideshow, some good type appeal. Sean Kingston putting a good dancehall spin on that, and Replay is a good aspect if he did that particular song instead of I is a good type fare. The remixes have some solidness about them, so I would say 10 social. In terms of the future, like Sean Kingston's been kind of caught up in recent times. He has not dropped an album since 2022. It's just in the pitch. I'm going to get another of these products out within some of these type fares. Just the aspect as far as saying I'm going to get to a 2007 mixtape by Sean Kingston. There will be more of these within the coming fair as far as these pitches going to happen, but this is basically like a very unsung kind of classic within the appeal. It's just very underappreciated, but it has some extra treats on here that are just some further type product to getting like that tropic kind of heat and just good aspects for like the standard kind of just summer product of day living.